And the winner is... Drum roll, drum roll, drum roll. Oh, I like them. I like them. I like them too. I hope I'm saying this right. Astreyas.
Hello and welcome back to the Jukebox. We're here with Astreyas.
Yeah.
Astreyas, did I say that right?
Yeah.
Astreyas. All right, how you guys doing today?
We're doing good.
Great.
Yeah.
All right. So, like I kind of told you earlier, I ran into you guys over at Alma Rose, and I really liked you guys' music, and I've been following you ever since. And I noticed you had an album that just came out, right? 2019?
Yeah.
Right? Tell us the story behind the band and the album.
Okay. You want to start this one off?
Sure. Well, I had a band, a three-piece band in 2016, and it was kind of more of an alternative rock-oriented band. And we were looking for a backing vocalist. So my friend, the bassist, he suggested Lizette, and he knew her. I think he'd known her through sisters,
like
right?
mutual friend, yeah.
Yeah.
Or mutual friend, his sister, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So she showed up to that rehearsal, and we started discussing ideas of maybe collaborating, and she told me about her project that she was thinking of doing, which was more electronic oriented. And I used to do that stuff a long time ago. That's kind of what I started with, was experimenting with synthesizers and keyboards, things like that. And I said, well, let's give it a shot. Let's see what happens as a duo.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So so it wasn't like either approached each other really. Like you guys just kind of happened trying to form the other band that you had.
Yeah, more so Lizette's idea, and it was more brought up I think around the 2018 mark, I think.
Yeah, like
so really recently.
Yeah, so like mid 2018, I was like, you know what, I want to start my own band kind of thing, and like he's like, you know what, like I used to do this, like let's give it a try. And then in December I went to Mexico. I'm like, let's start doing that when we come back in 2019.
So the specific project, what's the story behind that? Who how did you decide on the songs? Who does the lyrics? Who does the music? How's that work out?
Well, Chris mainly does most of the music. I try to get some input in there, and for the lyrics, it's kind of like half and half. Since he writes the music, I'm like, hey, you know, what were you thinking when you're writing this? And then like we'll meet in the middle, and then I'll be like, you know what, I have this idea, or like I have this feeling, and like I feel like it should flow this way. And then we kind of like collaborate, and that's pretty much how it goes with the writing, writing process.
Okay. Go ahead.
Oh, I was to say, at night, like I work the night shift, and I get out like 2 a.m. So like after 2 a.m. I'm still pretty much wired, still, I'm not really tired yet. And so that's when I'll set up my music, my instruments, and start recording and writing. And then I usually have like some musical like soundscape kind of put together, some tracks or a beat or maybe a chord pattern. And then Lizette will kind of like, she'll complete it from there. She'll start getting the mood from the song and start writing her lyrics to that. And so it's been working out pretty good that way.
Yeah, I think so.
It's gotten more it started out that way, and then it got more collaborative as it went along. We kind of revisited the songs and started piecing them together from there. It's like, well, maybe this string sample won't work. What about we try out these strings, or how about this piano or this type of guitar? And so that's kind of piece it together from there.
And like listening to the music, I was really curious. Like, is it all like electric, like in a DAW, like a digital system, or are you playing extra instruments? I mean, I'm sure you play one, but like the drums, like, is that all recorded live, or is it in a program?
Everything is hand played.
Really? No
yeah.
way. No, really?
Yeah, everything's hand played. Yeah.
Wow. I'm sure you guys like went into Pro Tools or whatever.
Yeah, there was a DAW used at the end of the process for mixing, but the initial recording was all played by hand.
Wow.
So
I'm impressed. Honestly, like that's really impressive.
Thank you. The first what was sequenced were the drum patterns, and then we kind of build around there. But otherwise, everything was hand played. I don't use any DAW. I don't have a DAW. I use like a digital multi-track, and I actually use like a hardware synthesizer recording directly into that. So I'm actually I'll hand play the piano part or the strings, and then build around there. And then the guitars were last, and actually even further last than that was the acoustic drums. I hand played the acoustic drums over the electric tracks after that.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
That's incredible.
It's a lot of work. Like he's saying, I'm just revisiting all that stuff.
What you guys did
to
create that.
Yeah.
Wow. Was that something you did with the other band too, or
no?
Was that a similar process?
No. I would just in the other band, I just would come up with the guitar parts, the chords and lyrics, and it would just it was like a real organic band, just kind of like jam out in a room, in a garage or a studio, and just kind of bash out the parts and the dynamics and everything. And this is totally different. This is like, it's putting it all together piece by piece. It's like a puzzle, and once we get all the pieces fit together, that's how the song completes. So yeah, that's been the process. We're kind of looking into changing that in the future.
Yeah. For the next album or EP that we plan on doing, we kind of want to change it up, just because I feel like it took so long to get the EP out, and then and going back and forth.
Yeah.
I feel like for the next one we want to do something more fluid, like at least in the writing and the writing process.
More live feeling.
Yeah.
Maybe. Well, we're thinking of or looking for a live drummer. So
oh, nice.
Part of it.
Okay. So any drummers out there,
Shout out anybody watching. Any drummer. Okay, so how long does it take to complete a song? And is the process kind of like scattered? Like you have this piece of song, you have that piece of song, or do you focus on one song, knock that out, and okay, we got the next song?
It just depends, because for the first song that we wrote was actually Anomaly. Like,
oh really?
Yeah, it was actually Anomaly, and we wrote that one fairly quick. And it wasn't actually till after like we were mixing everything that we're like, you know what, like let's add one more thing into it, which was the bass line.
Yeah. I think the writing was fairly quick. Yeah. It was the arranging that took longer. So it was like we have the chord patterns and we have the song structure and the lyrics, but what took longer was deciding which instruments to use, and what synthesizer sounds and things like that. And then at the end, the mixing was pretty intense. We really went through a lot of revisions of the EP.
Really?
Like several. So like heard the song the song Anomaly, I probably listened to it like 900 times before we settled on the mix. It was very meticulous.
Yeah. And when do you feel like, both of you guys, when do you feel like you're done with a song, but also like the project? Was there one more song you wanted to get in there, or was there a song you want to get rid of? Like, when do you know you're done?
Well, for me, for the EP, I wanted just something like short and simple. So I wanted to do like a 5-song EP. He threw in another one in there called Existence, and like I'm really happy he did. And then we did like 2 remixes of like the songs, and then three remixes, and those got like added on there. And actually, I had this idea of doing like a remix EP after, so I was like, I wasn't sure if we wanted to get those in there,
right?
But I mean, they got in there, so that's pretty cool. And for me, like when doing music, I feel like once I'm like annoyed, I feel like because I hear it so long, I'm just like like okay, like I'm done. Or like when we're writing something, it's like it's like I feel like if I were to add anything else on it, it would mess it up. So that's when I stop. I'm like, I should hold back. On that.
Yeah, less can be more.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lizette has a really good. She kind of is able to restrain from me going all out on songs because, I the stuff that I would write before, like, she was listening to like one of the song intros, and she's like, so.
Like he'd have an intro, right, and it'd be like one note. Like he'd be like, "Oh, check out this new song I'm working on."
I'm like, it's building. It's
like one note. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, when
trust
is
me.
when is
That's
it gonna
the
start?
intro.
He's like, the intro. I'm like, your intro's like one note. It's like a minute long. Like I'm like, can we edit or something?
Down to 15 seconds.
Or something.
I had a tendency to write like longer songs.
Yeah.
Like more. Like kind of epic and
like
building.
7-minute like Led Zeppelin songs, and then I'd be like, hey,
she's like, hey, modern radios,
like 3 minutes,
yeah, okay, right.
Like 3 minutes tops, and that's kind of what we went for on this EP. Is we just kind of we aimed for a lot of the songs to be around the 3-minute mark. That was like the magic number.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable, especially in a time where songs are getting shorter and shorter. Where will people be able to find your music?
Social media, we got Facebook, Instagram. Those are the ones we mainly use. We have a Twitter, but we don't really go on there. SoundCloud.
Yeah, for digital distribution, we have it on iTunes and on Bandcamp.
Bandcamp. I haven't heard that one in a long time. That's a good one.
Yeah, and what's the other one?
SoundCloud.
Oh, Spotify, of course.
Spotify.
Yeah.
Okay.
So all the major outlets, like we wanted to get these songs out to as many people as possible and as many avenues as possible. So like we went all those digital outlets and made a CD edition too.
Okay, that was the next question actually. Are there's physicals then?
Yeah. Well,
kind of.
There's like a handful.
It's an option. Oh, there's a handful.
Yeah, because like I said, like nowadays, like people listen to a certain amount of songs and they don't even buy physical copies anymore. Yeah. And I told them like, hey, I don't want to like print out 100 CDs and then just have like a bunch of CDs left over, Right. I told them like, let's just do like I personally just wanted like 25, just 25 for like people like who'd like for sure buy them, kind of thing. And he's like, let's do 50. I'm like, okay, let's do 50. I rather like. I was thinking about them, like, I'd rather, like, later, like, have, like, more. The original ones and then the newer ones.
Yeah, okay.
At least for, like, us, or if people were to ask if we were to go to a show, But, yeah. But, like I said, we only have, like, a certain amount now left. I would, like, maybe want to say, like a handful.
Maybe 10 or 15 left.
And then, like, 10.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So they're getting out there, then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's awesome. Okay, so how do you guys get inspired to like write a song or you start with the music, sometimes you start with the lyrics. So what's the inspiration? Where's it come from?
It depends for both of us, because his writing process is different than mine. Like me, like sometimes I'll wake, like I'll have a dream and then I'll make music in my dreams. But then when it comes to real life, I'm like, like how do I get this like on something? Because I can't write music. Like I don't know how to read notes and stuff.
Yeah.
So most of the time I'm trying to like explain it to him. So it's like kind of like a language barrier almost.
Right. Yeah.
So and then that's where he comes in and he'll kind of like you said, he'll do he'll translate and stuff. So I really like admire that he can do that.
Yeah, Lizette would she would kind of tell me like this song needs to be like kind of like an up vibe, like a more of a dancey vibe. Yeah. So like, okay, we go in the workstation, the synth, and try to put together a beat. Set the BPM, the tempo for like a faster beat, and it's just kind of like try to translate what she's envisioning for a song and just kind of like lay it out in audio form, But as far as my inspiration goes for music, on this EP, really anything went. Because we were trying to lay down the foundation of what the band's sound was going to be. Right. And on your first record, it's always kind of like, well, not really certain because it's the first EP. It's the first album. So we kind of let anything go, like rock, techno, electro rock,
We-
shoegaze.
Yeah, we had actually like before that written like a couple like kind of like metal-y sounding songs, some kind of like shoegaze, some like we had like a bunch of stuff. And then when it came down to the EP, I was like, you know what, I at least want it to sound cohesive.
Right.
So that's mainly what you're hearing now. It's like we wrote mostly these songs, so we kind of put them together,
would fit together,
and these would fit.
But
in the EP.
there are kind of other genres.
Yeah, there's
you guys
other
have in the
genres.
bag.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
When do you do you see like yourself putting out those songs that you're talking about, or those different songs, like just as a single, or like maybe you'll do an album, or you guys sticking to this electronic sound?
Oh, that's a really good question. No one's ever asked us that.
That's a great question.
I don't know, cause like I feel like those songs. Well, for me personally, like I would not put them out until like we would like revisit them and then like put them out like and made like in an album where it's just like a bunch of like random songs.
Right. Yeah.
But like for now, like as we're starting, I wouldn't want to put them out and be like all over the place kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see
Maybe
that.
maybe in the future, seeing where life
Okay.
takes us.
I think that's the interesting thing. I think as a musician or a writer, and you sort of want to put out your best material and have that stuff out, and then we're really kind of like we got really critical of what we put out. Like it has to be like AA, of what we feel is AA or AAA quality.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the music fan in me is like, oh, I want to hear every single version and every single demo and every rough mix that they've got and remix and alternate mix. So that's something we could revisit later.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a possibility.
Yeah.
All right. That's good. Do you guys have any shows coming up?
We do. We have one coming up September 14th at Concrete Jungle with Omega Nova.
Yeah. He getting around, man.
Yeah, he's
he's
good.
definitely stepping it up. I love to see it. And there's a couple other people. Did you guys happen to see the Color Boy?
The show at the
Pack?
Pack?
The Pack, yeah.
I was working. I wasn't
I
able
was
to go, but I
working
wanted to go.
It was a good time. Yeah, I was hoping to see you guys there, but
yeah, it looked cool. Did
yeah,
you go?
yeah. I was able to go, and there's like
Nice.
a lot of local bands. So it's always just good to see. I remember like just being a kid around here and going to different backyards and bands playing and stuff.
Yeah.
I always be like, I can't play anything, and they're great. Like, why aren't they more popular? So so it's always good to see, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. Is to like get everyone out. But what do you guys feel like about like Oxnard or being from Oxnard, and your music? Like, where do you want to take it? And what's the goals, I guess?
Well, for me personally, like I love Oxnard. Like like it's home and it's where I grew up. And the album, like even the album cover is like in Oxnard, like at the cemetery.
That was it.
Like I was telling him like if we're gonna have a picture, because I wasn't sure between doing album artwork or like a picture. I'm like, if we're gonna do a picture, let's at least put like something that's Oxnard in there. And so we took that picture at the cemetery, and I think it's like so cool that there's like a lot of artists, like Matt, like Cola Boy. I don't know if you've heard of Los Retros.
Oh yeah.
And they're just like, like we met them and they're like really cool, and I just think like there's a lot of like really talented musicians in Oxnard that a lot of people don't know about, and that's how I like some of these bands that like I've gone, like you said, I've gone to shows and I'm like, like these bands are so cool, like I didn't know, and I just like showed up.
Right.
So it's good that like people are getting to know about them. I know, I personally think that being part from Oxnard, it's like as a musician and like being born here, it gives you like this kind of like leverage, because there's just so much like culture. You just meet like so many people, and it's like you have so many like ideas and stuff to like flow from. Like you got Omega Nova, who's like a rapper. You got like Los Retros, who have like this like timely vibe. You have Polo Boy with like it's like
disco.
Disco, yeah, it's like disco. And
That's crazy.
Yeah, so it's like a mix of everything, and I was glad that we were able to put like a different sound into like Oxnard and stuff too. So
I think it's I ditto because like
what she said.
Roger.
yeah, it's just there's so many talented artists in the 805, musicians, and some of the best shows I've seen have been either locally. I've seen amazing shows locally as well as on a bigger level too. It doesn't matter. It's like at the end of it, the songwriting is the songwriting and music's music, So there's some really, really talented artists here in the 805, and we're very, very appreciative and fortunate to be a part of it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're gonna take a quick break, but we'll be right back. All right.
Cool.
All right, guys, we're back with Astreyas.
Hey.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
All right. So we're just gonna get to know you guys a little bit. Let's see. Favorite foods?
Pizza or sushi,
Pizza, sushi, nice combo.
or Mexican food or Chinese food.
That's like all the foods.
Yeah, I love food. I love food. Like, I work out just so I can eat food. Yeah.
That's a good strategy. All right. I feel you.
I'll give a shout out to Jesse's Taco de Mexico on 7th Street in Oxnard, off of Oxnard Boulevard.
Jesse's.
The best, Mexican
yeah.
food.
I'm trying. You know what? Someone else told me about that recently.
It's good.
My neighbor actually. He talked about Jesse, and I was like, I've never heard of the place. I'm not going.
What?
Like,
Yeah.
it's too far. I don't know. I have my spots, and I'm kind of like stuck on those. But I might have to try Jesse's now. That's the second time I've heard of it.
It's
Yeah,
good.
when we introduce friends, like we've been going for a long time. I've been going since I was a kid, and so we go, hey, we're going to Jesse's. What? What's Jesse's? Who's Jesse? I go, no, Jesse's. I go to Mexico.
Taco Man.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he's there sometimes too.
Really?
Yeah, you can meet him. It's the son, I think.
7th Street.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of options. So
Yeah,
that's
like
okay.
right on like the boulevard, we have like at least 5 spots that we would go to for food. Like I said, I love food.
Okay. All right. If there was one thing you could change in the world, what would it be?
That's a tough one.
In general.
Like if I could just like
Be
snap
anything.
my fingers
Yeah.
like Thanos and be like, this is gonna
Yeah.
happen, I would make everyone like more like aware and compassionate. If I feel like
that.
just that will like change like the world. Like it'll probably like make people more like pollution probably would go down. Like politics would be more like for people, not for the money kind of thing. That's what I would do. Like peace on earth kind of thing,
Yeah, I like that. That's good.
That's really
That's
something
American.
that we've discussed. Is as far as music, like just hypothetically, like, okay, what are your real band goals? And like, when you're first starting out, I want to be a rock star. I want to whatever you want to do with music, and you think of being on a grand stage and everything. No, what would you really want out of music? And it's like, well, to be able to use that as a platform to kind of make the world better,
I love that.
yeah, to get
Yeah.
either by helping out with hunger aid and things like that. Yeah, to help people around the world using music and songs to change the world in that way. That's really inspiring.
And you guys have done those type of things already as a band, right?
Yeah,
Just
we
say
like.
the library, say
Yeah, we try to, or at least whenever we can, because I mean it's like you gotta start first like from home if you want to change something, and then first start with yourself,
And then you
for
can
your,
branch out.
and then branch out.
Yeah.
So what better place to start,
Yeah,
than
that's
here.
both perfect answers.
Oh.
I love it.
Thank you.
All right. Was there anything in the album you would change?
For me, probably the album, not the album cover itself, but like I probably would have turned the other way. I don't know if
What do you mean, like flip it?
No, like I don't know if you've seen the
over
album.
here.
Okay, look at the album cover. Look it up right now.
Okay, you're standing next to a tree on the right, Chris.
Yeah, like, I
and
would
then
have.
it is on the left.
Like my head. I probably would have turned the other way, like so my face would have.
Oh, so you're showing your face.
Yeah.
Okay. You could have just said that.
Yeah. Well, that's what I meant. There you go.
Okay, I get what you're saying though. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Okay.
it's,
All right, but I think it kind of adds some mystery to it. Like, who is this girl? Who is the voice? Like, kind of like Sia. Is that how I say that?
Yeah.
Like Sia, like, yeah,
That's really cool.
Yeah.
You know, and it's funny because how we shot the album cover, like I told you how I initially wanted like either art or like something from Oxnard. So it was like we actually shot that on Easter because I was wearing like that dress, the white dress, and I never wore white. And I was like, you know what, it's Easter, like let's wear white. And then his sister came over, and then he's like, we're gonna just shoot some pictures. So I'm like, okay, just for Instagram or something. And then we ended up shooting. So I wasn't even taking it serious, I was just like goofing around. I'm like, oh, just some pictures. And then later he's like, oh yeah, like, which one do you want for the album cover? I'm like, what? Like, I didn't even want to wear white, I would have worn like something black.
I would have turned my head.
I would have turned my head. I would have not worn this jacket.
I would have known.
Yeah, and then so I'm like, you know what? Like in the beginning, I'm like, that one's cool. Like let's do that one with me turning away. It's kind of mysterious. But then like later, everyone kept asking me, like, why didn't you like put your face on it? I'm like, I don't know. Never really thought about it.
It's an air mystery.
Yeah, I'm like,
that's
oh.
what I'll say. It's pretty nice. Okay, so just a few more questions. Do you have any more music videos coming up?
Yes.
Okay.
So the first one was Anomaly. The second one was Wonder. And then the third one is Divine. We actually shot it and we have the footage, but my laptop broke. So yeah, so it's just like I just need to edit it. But,
Okay.
But yeah, I'm really excited actually for that one because we shot it at the Ventura County Fair.
Nice.
Yeah, because I want to keep them all like in Oxnard.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, you know what? Like I always wanted to shoot like a video at the fair.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's perfect.
That's a
Yeah.
great idea.
Yeah, and like you don't need anything, just a camera.
Mm-hmm. So you guys are shooting your videos, or you're shooting them yourself?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, yeah, no,
is
yeah.
Is there other people involved, or
No,
it's just you two?
yeah.
Okay. All right.
No,
all right.
just saying because like it's like I wanted to shoot the videos, right? And I actually wanted to find some people to shoot a video for us. If you guys know anyone who'd be down to shoot a video.
Yeah.
For us, that'd be cool. Because it's hard, like, honestly, like, half of the pictures that we have, like, on our Instagram, it's, like, me setting up the tripod, setting the timer, and then running into place. So half the pictures is, like, me running in there.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
hard.
you can definitely use some hands. I mean, like, yeah, I personally know people, and I mean myself, too. Because when I saw you guys put out videos, I was like, finally a band that wants to do videos. Because I feel like I have to twist arms to get people to, like, hey, let's do a video. I don't need anything, just be here, and it's kind of difficult. So if you guys are down for a video, I can definitely set that up for you guys.
Definitely.
Yeah, we can definitely do that. Okay, and future music. Have you guys started writing the next album?
Yes.
And is there a projected time on that? Are you guys still in the weeds, still figuring it out?
Well, we have been like kind of just jamming out and see kind of like. We know where we want to go with the direction. It's just a matter of just kind of like taking the time and putting the music out. Like I said, it is kind of hard, like not having like a drummer, so you kind of have to like put all the tracks individually and then like go back and forth. But right now we've kind of just been jamming out. Like, I don't really play drums, but I've been wanting to pick it up just because we need a drummer. So I'm like, hey, well, might as well start learning. And he's been playing some stuff. I like the direction it's going and how it's sounding so far.
Yeah, we started writing it like just about 2 weeks ago. Really, like, kind of because after finishing the record, you want to kind of like just take a deep breath and just kind of like, once. I mean,
take a break from it.
Man.
I'm sure you listen to it over and over.
Yeah, the mixing of that first EP really like
Yeah.
drained a
It's
lot of
tiring,
energy. Yeah, and just zapped all the creative energy. You know, but now it's like getting like really excited about writing a new record again, and but this one is a lot more guitar driven. That's probably the first thing we can say about it. Really,
Guitar driven.
yeah, it's much more guitar driven. So I guess more loose feeling in a way, more like jam feeling.
Yeah, it's gonna
jam
sound
band.
more like a, I want to say like a band instead of like, Because like you said, like when you listen to it, you thought it was like on the computer kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, this one, you're gonna listen to it and you're gonna be like, oh, like that's like an actual.
Sound fuller.
Yeah.
In a way. Yeah. Okay. So bringing different people on, do you expect the band to grow, or just like we're bringing this guy for this song, we're bringing that guy for that song,
I think
it's still a 2-piece.
Yeah.
for touring purposes, I think we'll utilize a live drummer, but I think for studio wise, it'll still be the duo.
Yeah, just because it's easier making music or in projects in general when you have kind of like less people, so less ideas to kind of like bounce around, and it's faster to kind of just.
Yeah, you guys know each other.
Yeah, like I can already, like when he's doing something, I just kind of look at him and he'd be like, okay, let me change the BPM, or I'm like change the sound, and he already knows what I'm trying to say.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right. Is there anything else you guys might want the viewers to know about you guys? Real quick.
Yeah.
We were talking about before we went on the air. What I did today was I caught up on my video game time today.
Oh yeah.
So I played Super Smash Brothers like all day. So if anybody wants to throw down Smash, Switch, you can add me using the same username, Rowdy Mouse on
Rowdy
Switch.
Mouse, he's coming for y'all.
Yeah. Switch online. Main Mario, Captain Falcon. So
Okay.
see you online.
All right.
He's a big gamer. Yeah.
And yourself, Liz?
I don't know. Just kind of like I like doing like new stuff. So I'm always like, when people
Are you
like
into film?
Yeah, I'm into film.
Yeah.
So I'm always looking for like other like people that do film, and if you guys ever want to like get in a project, hit me up. Cause I also do like film. I got into photography not necessarily because like I want to, but it's because people are like, hey, you have a camera. I'm like, yeah, but I don't do photography. But so I also kind of do photography.
Yeah.
Videos. So not only like our band. I shot some of the videos for us. So I'm always looking to get into like other projects with people for film. Not necessarily for music, just because it's like such a handful for music.
Yeah.
But for film, like I'm always open to like collaborating and stuff.
All right, guys. Well, thanks so much. I love the album. I'm sure everyone else that checks it out will too. Look forward to future projects with you guys. And thanks for stopping by.
Oh, thank you so much for having us.
Thanks so much for having us.
Thank you.